I just want you to know that if you ever need a penis to cry on, I'm here for you. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Here, let me see. How you doing? Hey.
Welcome to vlog number 8, take 6. I was trying to do some video on this with VLC, which is an absolute nightmare. Terrible software for video capture, or I'm just doing it wrong. Very possible. But I went through 4 of those takes, and I went to do an audio only take and pressed the wrong button on Audacity. So we're on take 6. Not a great start. Yeah, that was Tuesday's workout. Pretty straightforward. 200 for 3 threes. What you seen there was 220 kilos for single in the squat. Looked pretty nice. Felt pretty nice. Did some sumo deficit. Bringing it back. Did some sumo deadlift. 180 kilos for 3 threes. Again, really easy weight. Just keeping the deadlift light and building up, as you'll know if you watch these videos. That was squat to press, using it as a warm-up tool. Thought this is from Saturday morning's workout. Squat to press as a warm-up tool, I thought worked really well with the lighter weights. When I went to 120 kilos, 160 kilos, I felt like my line was really sharp. I felt really warmed up. Felt like I had good range of motion, ankles, knees, and hips. I was getting nice and deep in my squat. It worked really well. And then we went up for the next weight jump. I put 200 kilos on because that seemed at the time like a logical jump. Working weight was 210 kilos. And I looked at 200 and thought, is there any point in doing this? I thought, probably not. So I went straight to 210, 50 kilo jump, logical. Did the first set, and lo and behold, it got taken by surprise by how heavy it was. So maybe, as a point of reference for anyone watching this, I need to enunciate. Yeah, 50 kilo jump for anyone watching this and wondering, is that a good strategy? No, it's not a good strategy. But I managed to complete the workout, which is always good. So on the squats themselves, they felt fairly good. Looking at it, it looks fairly easy. It always looks easier than it feels. It did feel fairly labored. I mean, like, it wasn't hard. Like, I didn't feel like I was ever in any doubt of making any of the sets or making any of the reps. But I feel fairly labored, whereas the 200 kilos didn't feel labored at all. They felt fairly easy. So again, more insight. Heavier weight is harder. And this is set 3. Actually, I've watched this back a few times now because I've obviously done a few takes, and this actually looks like a better set. I normally would go, the first set would be the worst, second set would be the best, and then the third set would be a little bit of a mix of the two. This actually looks fairly easy, which I'm fairly happy with. Stand up pretty nice, felt good. Went on the deadlift next, went 230 kilos for 3 threes. Felt like I had to work a little bit harder to get it off the floor. It wasn't that difficult. Still fairly easy. Didn't lose my back position at all. When I was doing the deadlifts, like watching the video, I didn't lose my back position at all. When I was doing the deadlifts, I was certain that I was losing it a little bit, kind of running the thoracic a bit. Could feel a bit, it's all hinging a little bit through the lumbar spine, which doesn't really look to be the case at all. It looks pretty good. Watching it, maybe take my hips a little bit higher at the start, just an inch. I'm kind of jotting up into that position when I'm taking the bar up. So I felt that on the deficit actually, which is the next workout we're going to be covering. Next workout's from Tuesday past, so yesterday. I did 210 for 3 threes in the squat. They didn't feel as nice technically, but they felt a lot stronger. I felt like I was using my back a bit more, maybe a little bit rounded. It's kind of hard to tell with no video how the form was. This video we're watching now is from the Christmas session that we do at Mickey's Gym back home. Always great fun. Shout out to Mark, shout out to Niall, shout out to Phil. My boys, what up? It's kind of hard to tell with no video. And like we're saying with the deadlift, like it felt like it was labored, but normally at this stage, technically at least on squat and deadlift, I'm normally reasonably sound. I don't tend to have ugly lifts unless we're maxing or I'm going heavy or something fucks up. Bench press, not so technically nice as you'll see from this video. Speaking of bench press, on that Saturday session I did go for bench. We went 140 kilos. I went 3 reps narrow grip, then 3 reps wide grip. We did 3 sets. So effectively I did 6 sets of 3 on bench press, pain free, with 140 kilos, which is progress. I did 160 kilos for 3 as well on the narrow grip on one of the sets, and actually felt like that is kind of where my limit is at the minute, 160 kilos for 3. So I'm going to stick at 140, 145, maybe inch up fairly slowly. I'll probably be sitting here talking to you, telling you I've done 180 kilos and fucked my shoulder next week, which God forbid that happens. Yeah, and then Tuesday's workout, which we were meant to be talking about, that was Saturday workout on the bench. We're going to go for bench press for 1 time a week. We'll keep that on Saturday session. Yeah, after the squats, we're doing sumo deadlift, 190 for 3 threes. Like talking about, I was feeling my back a little bit, but I found I've lifted my arse up a little bit at the start from the deficit. I was getting my glutes and my hammies into a bit more, and I felt like that was protecting my back, and actually felt stronger. So maybe something I'll look at on Saturday's session to maybe try picking hips up a little bit at the start of the deadlift. Then did behind the neck press, 80 kilos for 3 threes, which is actually fairly tough. Wide grip pull-ups, 15 kilos. It was pretty nice. Good form. Little bodybuilding session. Couple of swim sessions here and there. There, altogether, tracking pretty well. Reasonably happy with the progress. Yeah, so we'll see what I got for you next Wednesday. This is Mark, castironstrength.com, signing off.